All right, what's up? Welcome to the Gossip Intellectual Podcast with me, Royce Wynn. We talk about sports, politics, entertainment. Doing well today. Okay, it's a gloomy, kind of beautiful, what is it, like a spring fall day. It's like 40, 48 degrees, right? It's one of those like melodramatic type of romantic comedy days, right? Given one of my favorite movies, Love Jones, type of vibes. So I don't know. It's one of those, that's a good space to be in, right? When you kind of like, you don't care, right? You're caught up in the mist of it all. And it's just one of those things where you kind of just zone out and you're in your own type of feelings. That's the type of day I feel like it is, right? Like other days, sometimes it's too hot. You get caught out in the sun, and then other days it's just so cold. You're just like, I got to get to where I'm going. Today is just one of those kind of, I'm just existing type of days. Maybe that's just me. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're taking some time to yourself. Like I always say, breathe. Right? I was thinking this last night. I was like, you know what? For a little piece, it's just $4 or $5, $6, maybe if you live in Manhattan. And coffee, tea, right? Tea's a little better. Coffee's going to give you anxiety afterwards. Tea calms you, right? I always say the little sips. Something about a sip and some hot water can bring you so much peace. Hot water brings you so much peace, whether you're at the masseuse, you're in the shower, whatever. Something about warm, hot water. Unless you're one of those people that likes to put yourself through pain because you don't like yourself, maybe cold water, right? I don't deserve love. I don't deserve any of this. No, do the warm water. You deserve it. Yeah, because we're in a time where things are wild. You don't know what's going to happen next, right? Now, as a New Yorker, I'm used to it. Every day, I don't know who I'm going to meet. I don't know what type of insanity I'm going to see. It's normalized insanity in the city I live in, but that's what I wanted, okay? I was like, I want to go to a city where anything is possible, good or bad, all right? Where just helicopters just fall into the Hudson River. You never know what's gonna happen. No, that's very sad about that. I don't know why things are just falling out of the sky. We have reached those times that you read about in the Bible and or in old stories with Odysseus or whatever, where it's just like things are falling out of the sky. Diseases are going around the world. It's crazy. It's crazy. So why not talk? Yeah, I didn't realize. I was listening to the Mark Maron podcast. Shout out to Mark Maron. Okay. Earlier in my career, I would listen to him. I don't know. I guess just for entertainment. Now I listen to him as somebody to just make me feel better. I'm like, just please talk for 10 minutes. I used to skip past the monologues. Now I just want to hit a monologue, and half the time I don't even want to listen to the interview. But anyway, he was saying that he realizes that his audience is sensitive, liberal people, and they just want to hear somebody talk their ish and make them feel less alone. And I was like, oh, I think I do that. Yeah, you know, through TikTok, I think mostly, and sometimes, you know, you're just thinking about you and trying to be the best performer that you can be, and I'm just like, that wasn't funny enough, or I only had one good line. But, you know, people just want to hear you talk about it. They just want to see somebody say something that they're thinking in another way, or maybe the same way they would say it. Either way, it's good to flip on your phone and realize you're not alone. And that made me feel good. It made me feel valued. Because I thought about it. There was a guy one time I was walking down the street and he was like, man, love your content, right? And I thought about like what would make that guy yell out the window at me walking down the street. That means something I said really, really resonated with him. And I think it was that. I don't think it was, which I wanted to be for my own ego, is this guy is hilarious, but I think it was this guy brings me joy and peace in a time where I need it. So you never know if you're one of these people with a microphone, with a phone, and you're making content or what you're doing. I know everybody's like, the machine content creators, but you're helping people get through their stuff, whatever it is. So that's good. All right. And, we are kind of all sharing the same experiences. Everybody's going through heartbreak. Everybody's got deaths in their family. Everybody is terrified by what the administration is. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people, millions of people are terrified by what the administration is doing. And it's good to hear that. So I am doing better, right? Healthier mentally, growing through that and enjoying that growth. And, hopefully I want to get a girlfriend, man. I'm a lonely man on the couch, talking to a phone, but that does have value. So I'm happy about that. And grown a lot. I was thinking about it over the past 6 months, and with the little situations and crushes and things I had, and those were really good experiences that I don't know, made me more knowledgeable about myself, or just made me better or grow stronger in the relationship area. And so I don't know, looking forward to hopefully figuring that out and finding somebody to share energies with. So that was fun. Emotions. Glad I went through those experiences. Those crushes, those parasocial crushes. You're constantly reading and trying to figure out what this person is thinking. And what a time it was to go back and forth with that for a while, and kind of figure out what's best for you, and then figuring out what's best for them, and enjoyed it. All right. I don't know. Do I want to start out with politics? It's crazy right now. Tariffs on tariffs. Yeah, let's talk about tariffs. So Trump, he had the list of tariffs, right? Like a to-do list, like you're going to the grocery store. That's how many tariffs he had. He got so carried away with his tariffs, he started tariffing penguins for no reason. We were just like, why are you messing with the penguins? They're just out here waddling, trying to get the waddle on. Okay. He probably, he don't like any other gender or any other type of thing but white man. So he was like, I don't like the fact that penguins are black and white. That's a little too much. If you're going to be a penguin, be an all white penguin, right? And only believe in what we believe in. So I guess he felt like penguins were the DEI of countries, and I don't know. It's like, why can't you live like everybody else? Why do y'all have to live on ice? So y'all just gonna waddle around in water and ice and be in your own little world, and you got the nerve to be black and white? Hell no. Tariff. Tariff, yes. All right. So he took back the tariffs, and he was like, you know what? If you don't retaliate with the tariff, right? Basically, if you don't hurt my ego, and if you bow down to me, you will get a pause on the tariff for 90 days. Now, the stock market dropped, and then he said now is a good time to buy. Yes, he did. He said that publicly. It was in the back of all our minds. Like, is he doing this so everything crashes and then his billionaire friends can buy up everything? Yes, Yes, he is. You know how we know it? Because he said it. Now's a good time to buy. That's what he said. Now, what I was thinking, I was like, maybe I should buy some stock. Maybe I should buy some Apple. But no, the only apples I can afford right now are from Trader Joe's. So everybody's like looking to the insider trading, obviously. But still, either way, the tariffs are making life more expensive for everybody. And it's not a little bit of pain, it's a lot of pain. All right? Everyday life. So if you're not making, I don't know, 500K or more, this is affecting you. Okay? So groceries are more, clothes are more, just anything, everyday life that you're living for. You're like, this used to be $5, it's $8 now? This used to be $3, it's $6 now? You know? Eat coffee. I get coffees every day. Okay, I live in Brooklyn. Okay, $3 to $5, $8 to $10 gonna be coffee. I can't live like that. I can't live that coffee life. All right, I'm gonna have to drink sparkling water in the morning, or I'm gonna have to make my own tea and my own coffee. That was my way of getting outside of my head. Okay, of waking up, just going for a walk for 3 minutes, getting my coffee, getting my thoughts together. You know what? Life isn't so bad. Now my coffee's $10. I mean, life is bad. I just paid $10 for a coffee. So then he was like, I'm keeping the tariffs on China though. Fuck China. And China was like, okay, fuck you. No salute. Fuck you. And China is respectful. Okay, these are they're big on respect. Okay, JD Vance's dumbass called them peasants. They responded immediately. Don't talk to us like that. All right, we're big on respect. Hao Chao, or whatever they say. Okay. So then China hit them back with a tariff. The tariffs are so high, I don't even know what is that. I think we tariffed them 125%, and then they tariffed They tariffed us 125. We tariffed them 145. Like, what is going on? And everybody's like, how is this going to work? The math is not mathing, and you're trying to math against the math country of them all, China, and the technology country of them all. They make everything. They make everything. Okay? Every piece of computer, every piece of car, chair, shoe. They don't need us. All right, so apparently they're going to get on an emergency phone call. All right. Also, the deal for TikTok is on the line, which is terrifying me. Even though I have come to the conclusion TikTok might not work out for me, but it still gives me some type of hope. Okay? Seeing the views and the likes gives me a false delusion that maybe I could turn this thing around somehow, some way. Right? The algorithm is effed. And we're talking about how they thanked Trump when they came back from the blackout. Okay, but it's just saturated. And in a way, I do like where it is now, because you do have to be more creative. TikTok was like the Wild Wild West before. You could literally just record a raccoon walking across the street. It gets 5 million views, and you're a great content creator, and you get paid for that. So they're trying to lock down. You can't just take other people's content as much anymore. And now you have to, it's kind of getting how like everything else is, right? All streaming services, right? You got to put out heat. It's got to be something that people want to watch. Now, unfortunately, sometimes people do put out good work that gets overlooked because it doesn't get the proper promotion or whatever. But as a creative, I do kind of like that, where it's just like, okay, now we're back to storytelling. Tell a story in your own way, whether it's through, me, I do it through comedy, whether it's through dramatic and acting, maybe it's painting or something. And people are getting tired of the scrolling. Well, whatever you feel yourself is usually how everybody else feels. And we all don't always like to scroll. Eventually, you just want to watch something that can just go and take your mind off of it, right? So that's why I think Netflix and TikTok are competing, because you do stop watching Netflix to scroll, but then you get tired of scrolling. You're like, I just want to watch something for real, with a real storyline that'll take me to another place. I just want. Reading might come back at this point. We're so tired of just staring at our phones, right? But we can't help it because we've been trained and addicted to our phones. So that part is encouraging, okay? But it's like, how much time do I spend on trying to create? So the group chat girl inspired me. It's this girl. She's doing like these fake stories about Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber on a group chat, and Hailey Bieber's always talking to her friends, and she keeps showing up with Justin Bieber. But it went viral, and then you had the Risa Tisa lady who talked about, why did I get married? So people want something. Like I said, this mostly what you're doing through entertainment is just letting people escape from whatever they're doing. So if they're washing the dishes, they're cooking, they're cleaning, all right, they're just tired, they're laying on the couch, they just want something in the background. So you're working your ass off to be in the background. But I do like to talk. I always have an opinion on something. So that's why TikTok was a really good platform for me, because like immediately I just have a reaction. I'm like, let me record it now while my emotions are high about this. I have immediate reactions, and I care and I'm passionate, and then I don't give a fuck. Like 5 minutes later, it's like I don't care anymore, unless it's about something really serious. Boycotts, obviously, I care. The administration, hurting innocent people, I care. So anyway, obviously China owns ByteDance, which owns TikTok, and if they're having problems, then a deal might not happen, and TikTok might be on hold for a while. But in the long run, I don't think TikTok's going anywhere. I hope a competitor comes along that has a better algorithm, and I will hop on there. But I was just looking. I was just like, man, I don't know. I appreciate the people that follow and support me, mostly women. Shout out to women. But the transfer to them coming to see me live stand-up comedy is not the same. And even when I go live on TikTok, I don't have that strong of audience that wants to see me go live. Because I was looking at some people, they really have they'll have less followers than me. They'll have 8,000 less followers than me. But when they go live, they got 50, 100, 200 people in there. I'm like, shoot, I got 10 people in my life. So it's about the community you create, and the type of connection you have with your audience and what you do. But I was thinking about, because I'm doing topical news stories, so people just getting that, they want to laugh for a quick second, then they move on. Anyway, so that's how the tariffs are affecting me. My TikTok is not doing well. So we don't know where this is gonna go, but everybody's having many panic attacks and anxiety attacks watching this Jew try to go to a tariff war with Xi, a real president. Xi is really about that life. He's like Bane. He's like, I've been a dark president for a while. I've been a president in the darkness for a while. And I don't know why Trump is playing games with this man. Nobody thinks he can win this war. Okay? So we'll see how it ends. But I think eventually Trump is just going to have to back down. China's not going to back down. They have the advantage in this point. All right, now I saw something where Trump is trying to crash the dollar. Okay, because the dollar is the number one currency, right? So that's why most people do business with America, because they're bringing American dollars back to their country, because it's the number one type of currency. The dollar is worth more. right? And so Trump's delusion is that he's going to tariff these countries until they start putting factories in America and start making products in America and bringing manufacturing jobs back. There's this thing going around. They said the Chinese put it out where it's just showing this fat man making phones. And it's like it's just making fun of America. Like, yeah, right. Your fat, lazy asses are not going to work and put phones together. And whoever made that is right. That is not gonna happen. We're not bringing no manufacturing jobs back to the U.S. What are you talking about? We're on TikTok. That's our manufacturing jobs. We work our thumbs for attention and fame. That's it. You know what you could do? You can get a job at Apple putting phones together. What? Please, I'm a star. What are you talking about? Nobody is doing that. All right. We buy iPhones for clout to get girls or to get some type of lover. Right? Whatever you are. Whatever sex or gender you are. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. Man. Just run into the ground. Now I didn't think about this. So they're triggering people on purpose. They like to scare and trigger people. And now that I think about it, I'm like, okay. It's like they were scared and triggered. And they're like, oh my God. I'm talking about powerful white men in general. And now they're just like, now it's our turn to bully, scare, intimidate you. And so that's why you have voices like me and bigger versions of me. Right? Well, I'm just a comic. But people that actually know stuff like Don Lemon, okay, they're out there. All right? Lean on them. They will be there every day. Cory Booker, right? The great filibuster, okay? Because in the end, these guys are cowards, right? They talk tough out in front, and then you look at their personal lives, and they're weak, okay? Bullies always talk loud, weak on the inside. So they're enjoying the terror and fear, and they're trying to exhaust you. Not gonna lie, I'm a little exhausted. All right, every day I'm just like, ugh. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it is hard to make a little video. It's just like, okay. What did he say? All right, okay. Bill Maher's going to Mar-a-Lago. Okay, Dave Portnoy lost money. Okay, all right. Yeah, well, I guess we'll talk about these people. These are public people in our news cycle that are just ridiculous. So they're trying to exhaust you. They're trying to terrify you. Don't give in. Okay? Keep speaking up. Keep writing. All right? You see how they act when they get harassed. They hate it. All right? They try to silence you. They try to get your account. They come for AOC. They come for Jasmine Crockett. They try to get these people arrested, silenced. Don't stop. Okay? We are in civil war, something. Okay, where they're trying to overtake, and he's trying to become a dictator. And we can't let that happen. Okay? That's the part where we really are the United States. Okay? We're not one of these countries run by a dictator where you can't say what you want. I'm a comedian. This is one of the few countries where you can do comedy without being arrested, for the most part. At this time, you could possibly be arrested for doing comedy. That's where we're at right now. All right? There's comedians who have been to jail in other countries for telling jokes, for making fun. If you go to other countries, all the jokes are political, by the way. Like, we just kind of started with Trump, but most of them, well, they're smarter, first of all. But most of the other countries, it's just shows and jokes. I mean, there's daily shows in all these other countries. Okay? So keep leaning on each other, keep talking, keep sharing information, and don't let the white power structure win. All All right, let's talk about something fun. Kendrick Lamar put out a new video. He has an earring. Who is he? Okay, like an hour and a half ago, Kendrick Lamar dropped the Luther video with SZA. Love the video. Very, very well shot. Luther is about giving your partner the world, being in your own world. So I think it looks like they shot it in New York City. Okay, he's just riding the elevator with this very cute model. What's her name? Carter Kim with a C. Carter with a C. So that threw me off. I was like, why is Whitney not in the video? Whitney could have done that. Look into his eyes. But I guess they wanted somebody that really knew how to do the job. Kendrick Lamar had an earring in. He's really embracing the new cute Kendrick sex symbol type of Kendrick person, which he has earned. Okay? I know that kills Drake. That's Drake's bag. Drake's bag is the girls and being a sex symbol. And Kendrick Lamar somehow has jumped into that lane. So he's got his beard fresh cut with the earring, hat to the back, and he's doing like cute scenes with a girl. You know, for Kendrick Lamar, Black Power, I had a joke. Kendrick Lamar is for when you can't pay your bills. Drake is for when your bills are paid and you're out having fun. But this was nice. Just remind me of those when I was super in love with my girlfriend in college and broke, and he's sitting on the bench, and it kind of went with today. Like, it wasn't raining in the video, but it felt like it was raining. It just had that kind of melodramatic feel to it. SZA did her thing. She walks in, just ass, and then she pushes the light-skinned dude into the room or whatever. And then it was just another nice shot of them side by side. Right, remember that shot of Issa Rae and what's the name thing? Her boyfriend on the show, Lawrence. What's his name in real life? I can't think of him right now. But it was like green and red. It was like a side by side shot. So I wonder who the director it is. One thing that I don't know if people are gonna bring up later. People always find something. The girl he was with was brown skin with braids. Okay, which is the type of girl I think Kendrick's fans really wanted him to be with for a while. They were getting on him for Whitney being light skinned. So that was interesting that he made that choice, and then SZA's with the light skinned guy. So is that a shot at Drake? I don't know. But very nice video. Sounds good out loud. On a day like this, a rainy day, you play that song, you drink some tea. Man, no better feeling. So the song's about giving your partner the world, and so I guess they're rising up on this huge elevator. I remember I was in the city yesterday. I was around Hudson Yards, and I just looked up, and the building went so high. And I was like, why does the building have to go so high? Like, it looked like a office building. I was like, what are they doing on that top floor? Like, it was like 150 floors, maybe even higher than that. I was just like, it was like two tall buildings right next to each other. I went to Daily Provisions, Daily Provisions in Hudson Yards, right there. And it was just crazy when you really looked up and looked at like how high those buildings were going, and it's just like, what is going? Like, the guy on the top floor, I feel like is secretly running the world. That's where, one of Elon Musk's billionaire friends is. Oh, speaking of which, I forgot to talk about this. So Peter Navarro and Elon Musk went back and forth. So Peter Navarro was kind of like one of them conspiracy theorists that went crazy, kind of like a Steve Bannon. So he was the one advising Trump on the tariffs. And then he went public and called Elon Musk, I think, a car manufacturer or something. But he was like, most of his products, he comes from China. And then Elon Musk got mad and said he was a moron. And so then the press secretary had to talk about it. What's her name? Caroline Levy or something like that. She was like, boys will be boys. Like, sis, this isn't a college fraternity. These are people running the country. Boys will be boys sounds ridiculous. So they got into it. But then you find people are looking into Peter Navarro's like he wrote 5 books and then the person he cited was a made up person. So it's like, this dude is crazy. People in my comments are like, you don't remember him during COVID? He's crazy. So Trump got rid of him. And Howard Lutnick is now leading the tariff war, I guess. So that was funny. But anyway, back to Kendrick Lamar. It was a cool video, very calming, very soothing. I think one of the least deepest videos. I was like looking for stuff. Maybe I'll see the breakdowns later. You can do your own research on that. But yeah, I think it was just they're in their own world, and whether you're on top of the world or whether you're on the bottom, whoever you're with, you're trying to share your world with them and just make your own world and try to give them your world, what you got. So cute video, well done, very calming. No shots at Drake unless the light-skinned guy somehow was a shot at Drake. So yeah, nice video. So somebody we haven't seen in a video together is Michelle and Barack Obama. Michelle Obama addressed the rumors. Okay, remember we all thought they were divorced or going through a divorce because she didn't attend the inauguration or Jimmy Carter's funeral, and we just haven't seen them together. And then she started a podcast with her brother. It was just like, all right, are you living with your brother now? Like, what's going on? By the way, I just want to say Michelle Obama's killing it on this press run, whatever she's doing right now, giving great advice, which I think a lot of people need to hear for women. But some of the stuff she says also is just life advice that men or women could take. But loving the stuff she's saying. And, kind of in the place I'm in. Waba Sabi, okay? Doesn't have to be perfect. Life will never turn out exactly how you thought it was going to be, and it doesn't mean you're not living a full life. But I was talking about this with my cousin. I do think her and Barack are going through some things. But yeah, somebody made a good point. It's like, yeah, we're looking at people's lives online. We're seeing a snippet of it, and there's so many things that person did that day in between posting. Okay, you don't know what they were doing before they posted whatever they posted. But yeah, and they're like, you don't see them with their kids either. So that's true. But I don't know. I'm still skeptical. All right. But yeah, I don't know. You've been with somebody forever. You raised kids together. You ran the world together. It's just like, I want to go to the game by myself. But yeah, Michelle Obama's probably tired. She was like, I've done the political thing. I talked. All right. I was just out here on this, for Kamala, spoke and warmed up. For her, I'm tired of talking. I'm just going to start a podcast with my brother. So I don't know. Yeah. I mean, when you are running the world and you're the president of the United States, you kind of have to show that you're together and doing things together. And people are just like, you don't see Trump and Melania together. Okay. We know their marriage is fucked up. That's different. This is relationship goals with Michelle and Barack. Okay. So I'm just saying, you're giving all this advice. It would be nice to see you guys at dinner or something some encouragement. She said it herself. If our kids see us together, they're happy. Okay, if your fans see together, we're happy. We're just like, okay, maybe I can make this thing work while I'm every day in the news. I'm watching divorce. So, yeah, I don't know. People just thought it was weird that she didn't attend the funeral. She never really gave a great explanation for not attending the funeral. Everybody understood the inauguration or everything else. And then you seeing Barack doing this little walk up the stairs. I'm gonna go get some sushi, and I'm gonna go to the game afterwards. Hey, how's everybody doing? I'm outside. Barack is outside. I don't know where Michelle is. She's living her life. And then it sounded weird when Barack, he said, what did he say? He had to get back with his wife, or basically he was in the doghouse a little bit for being the president of the United States. Okay. And that's the type of stuff, I'm not gonna lie, this is the type of stuff that scares men of marriage. It's like he was running the country. Yeah, he's probably not going to be the best father and husband when he's the first black president. All I'm saying, he should have some grace. If Barack Obama can have no grace, nobody can get grace. Okay. Now I can understand these other bums out here who don't do nothing, who don't even want to do anything. That's different. He probably wanted to do more, but he's the president of the United States, dog. His schedule is set from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Right? And you got 15 minutes to raise your family, and then you go back. That's what it is. But at the end of the day, the guy made history, and I'm happy he did it. Right, his impact on the world will live forever. He's one of the few people whose legacy publicly will live forever. Okay. Well, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, 200 years from now, kids are gonna be like Barack Obama. Okay, but yeah. So apparently, he has to get back with his wife after being president. So bad. But I do understand. Yeah, it's a hectic life. Obviously, your kids went through some trauma living that type of lifestyle. Hopefully, they turned out okay. But he did. He was doing something really, really good. Okay. Yeah, but not the rest of y'all. Y'all just be out here partying. Or, y'all are working, but y'all don't got to work that much. It's like you can go home if you want. He had no choice. Like his work was his home was work. It was the White House. So yeah, we'll see what happens with Michelle and Barack. I'm skeptical. All right, I think they living separately. I think Michelle's living with her brother right now. But we'll see what happens. All right. So that's relationship drama. NBA drama is crazy. Okay, so the big story right now is Ja Morant's celebration. Took off the grenade, threw it. I can't hear the noise. I just threw a grenade in the crowd. I can't hear nothing. People just like, Ja, you did the big gun, okay? You did another gun. You got fined or whatever, and then now you throwing grenades, okay? And his alleged girlfriend, Taylor Rooks, up there with Dirk, they throwing grenades. He throwing grenades. Taylor, stop encouraging that man. You're the reason he getting fined. That's, date money or whatever y'all do. So Ja is just out here antagonizing Adam Silver. Now, he's one of the young stars. It's him, Anthony Edwards, Jalen Brunson, Jokic. Who else was like the young? He's the biggest. He's one of the biggest ones, though. So they're trying to give him leeway because it's just like we need this guy to build up our league. and he's out here. I just talked about this, I think, last podcast. It's just like there's certain things that certain people can in life. Everybody has their own cards they gotta play. Okay, everybody has their advantages and their disadvantages, and there's just life is not fair. Life is not equal. There's some things that you just can't do, and one thing Ja can't do is make any type of gun gestures. It's just a part of your life you can't have while you're making your money. It's a small price to pay to make millions and millions of dollars. Okay, or any type of military thing. Don't wear no army fatigue. Okay, no type of military, so nothing. Nothing, Ja. All right. You don't even salute. Actually, no. Yeah, salute the veterans. But right now, you don't need to do that. So he says he threw a grenade in the crowd, and he's saying he's throwing his thoughts. That's just so funny to say out loud. He's throwing his thoughts into the crowd because he can't hear the noise. Right, Mellow with the hoodie. Okay, even if that's true, that's probably the worst choice you can make for a celebration. Okay? Right? That's just as bad as Gilbert Arenas when he brought the gun into the locker room and then he did this. Why would you do that? Why? Why would you get so close to the fire? Okay? Do the gritty. Or whatever. Something. Okay. Waves. All right. I don't know the little up and coming rappers. Take one of their things that they do. I'm sure Memphis got a ton of rappers. I know you got a rapper friend in Memphis. Okay. Tell him to help you come up with a celebration. But do not throw grenades into the crowd. Okay. That's just dumb. That's dumb. All right. All right. Huh. All right. Anthony Edwards with the baby mamas. Also dumb. And you know what? Some people perform better when they're toxic. Okay. They said Allen Iverson's performed better when he partied. I think Anthony Edwards plays better when he has baby mama drama. Okay. That's the only thing I can come up with. Because there's no way he keeps going into these girls raw back to back. All right. But he keeps dropping 40-point games right after. And he's gotten all this baby mama drama publicly. First of all, he don't even know how to keep things private. And the text messages that he has with these women are horrible. Send the video. I don't want the child. The child is not going to have a father. Just all these horrible quotes, but he stays hooping. So I think he likes the drama. I think that's why he deals with girls like that. Some people just grew up in chaos, and chaos is familiar to them. So when he has chaos in his personal life, on the court, he balls. Okay? I like to get to the bucket in traffic. I like to live life in chaos and traffic. That's the only thing I could think of. Okay, the Phoenix Suns are out of the playoffs. Everybody's saying it's just the worst combination of the big three. So that brings up the conversation. Is it cloud chasing? Is it big three? When you can do it sometimes and it doesn't work at all. And the prime example of that, Katie is has multiple examples of trying to put three great players together and it not working. It's only worked one time, right? So in the time it worked, it was already a great organization and system together that he went into and just added what he added. But to try to just bring it up, foundation is the word I was looking for. To try to bring it up with no foundation, you could argue that the big three, you have to have a big three, but you also have to have a great organization, a great foundation, a great coach. So just because you have three great players doesn't mean you're guaranteed a championship anymore. You know? Now, I just watched a hilarious clip with KG and Paul Pierce talking about KD might come to the Knicks. Please! I know the Knicks are so happy because they turned them down originally, remember? And everybody was laughing at them because he went to Brooklyn. And then Brooklyn, that was a disaster with COVID, Kyrie, James Harden. And now coming back around, he might come back to the Knicks. And Kevin Durant likes New York. He said he liked living in the city. So yeah, please come to the city and turn up. End your career in New York. All right, have some fun. And what else happened? That was it. All right, Tyreek Hill, reckless. Okay, the 911 call was released. So with Tyreek Hill, his wife, who he has a brand new baby by, like 3 months old, filed for divorce. So that was the story. Then the video came out. He had walked out on the balcony during the fight with the baby in his hand. Okay, didn't pull a Michael Jackson. He just kind of looked over the balcony and went back inside. Then the 911 call was released this morning. The mom, the baby's grandma, the mom of his wife, called and was like, this is crazy. You know what's crazy is she said he's going to ruin his career. It's like, what about your daughter? But yeah, so she said he had been volatile, and so she called 911. So the call was released. Okay, I said it's so crazy because he was doing TikToks with this girl. We're watching the TikToks. Even on the back of my mind, we're like, you just had 7 babies this year, or whatever he did. So all that good PR ruined. And now Tyreek is looking like a bad guy. Now, I'm not going to lie. Tyreek's, when he does his interviews, he seems like a fun, cool person. But his personal life, obviously not the same type of guy. And be honest, it's easy to turn it on for an interview for an hour or two. We all know how to be on our best behavior in certain environments, all right? Court, interviews, I don't know, whatever else. So yeah, man, you know, these athletes, they like getting with these girls and then controlling them, and then it always ends up in some type of crazy DV situation. So, you know, girls take notice of that when you're going for these athletes. And I always say there's the clean cut ones out there. I don't know why y'all always go for the crazy bad boys. I mean, we know girls love bad boys. It's just like, all right, bad boys got to be out. Right? Or just don't have a baby by them. Just spend, you know, a couple weekends with them. Jesus Christ. And they're looking for girls that need them so they can control them and do whatever they want and act crazy. So yeah, Tyreek is out here wilding and going from team to team, balling. But his personal life is wild. And all these guys, you guys in your 20s now, you're gonna look up. Your kids are gonna be older. Okay, you're gonna be on a couch like me one day, 40, talking into a podcast, and you're gonna regret how you raised your families and the people that you had in your life, and you're gonna need them later in life when all the money and the fame. Well, when the fame is gone, not everybody's kissing your ass. You know, life just hits you. Life humbles you. So it's going to come back around. All right. You're going to be like Al Pacino on Any Given Sunday, leaving weird voice messages. All right. So speaking of coming back around, White Lotus, season finale, right? We lost Chelsea and Rick. No, they were the toxic couple. Okay. They were the NFL couple of, White Lotus. She was just codependent on this guy, no matter how crazy he was, no matter how rude she was. It was sweet, right? Unrealistic, but it's like, damn, if I could just get a girl to love me like Chelsea, which I don't know, it's an unhealthy love though. You don't want that type. In real life, Chelsea's probably the crazy killer one. You wanna know something that's so funny? Last night, this is how lonely I am. This guy, he was like burping. He was like, and the girl was like, oh, and she like pat him on his back, and I was like, I want somebody to burp me. All right. Anyway, maybe I should cut that out. Yeah. So that was a crazy ending. Um, Happy ending for Belinda. She got the money after her son negotiated from was it Greg? Greg, the killer who got $500,000 from Jennifer Coolidge's death. Um, so and then Piper realizes that despite her wanting to live a humble life and be at one with herself, it's just certain things that she can't live without. And so she actually is more like her brother and realizes that, she needs a certain lifestyle to feel good about herself. Her older brother, Patrick Schwarzenegger. I can't. Let me pull up the cast so I can say. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But yeah, people saying it is the worst season. Even though Mike White was offended, I know he's been mad about it. We all were still watching it and talking about it. But it kind of just, the last episode was really good. The acting in the last episode I thought was good. Natasha Rothwell really gave a great performance when she was in there negotiating. You felt her passion. You were scared for her. Chelsea, you felt her love and obsession and passion. And that last scene, you were rooting for them. You're like, oh, maybe they didn't make it. Maybe they're gonna make it. And they didn't. You felt the sinister from Rick's alleged dad, the owner of the island, and everything came together. You weren't sure if the son was not gonna make it. If you haven't watched it, I'm sorry, but you had a week. So overall, it was still a good show, a fun show, but it was just like a lot of talking, kind of like light things happening. So Carrie Coon's character said she was happy. Lori found out she was just happy to be at the table, which was kind of like really profound, right? She found out, she's the one who's paying the spousal support and felt like she wasn't accomplished enough. And I think that was the biggest lesson for everybody. Sometimes, in the end, you just want to be at the table. You just want to be surrounded by loved ones. You don't need the money. You don't need the accolades, right? And her friend, the Hollywood actress, who had the accolades, who had the money, was still searching for something and trying to get with the young hot guys and validation from the young hot guys, even though she's a famous actress. And then the Trump supporting wife, lives a decent life, lives a good, solid life, but I think isn't always herself and can't truly be herself because of her religion and the life she's chosen to live and support. So, some cool lessons from that. Frank, Sam Rockwell's character, went back to being a monk. And, we'll see what happens. I think Natasha Rothwell might come back for season 4. Actually, we just want her to get away. Okay? Everybody was like, this is the first time black people survived and left with all the money and white people died. Let's leave it like that. All right. Hopefully that happens. No, I'm not going to say that. I want everybody to be happy and live a good life. But yeah, so the dad admitted finally, I think at the end they all saw their phones of the story probably broke because he runs a big company. And he almost killed his whole family just because he didn't want them to have to live without money, which is crazy. But it is wild to live with that high of comfort and to try to go back, right? Yeah. I've experienced that a little bit in my life. It was kind of different. I just had, less bills. And I used to be able to do a little bit more. But still a great season. Still everybody's talking about it. Still will get you views in the algorithm. So shout out to White Lotus and Mike White for having the culture in a hold for a second. And that's a podcast for today. Went long. Okay. So yeah, I hope you listened to it. Took you away from whatever. You got out of your head for a little bit and continue to do that. And have a great weekend. Enjoy yourself. Take some time to yourself. And just be happy to be at the table. All right. Bye.